how much of a luxury will the offline world become. So anyway, how everything actually turns in this life. I'm multi-streaming this also on Twitch as well as on Hubs, which is multi-streaming on YouTube and Facebook and all of the other streams. So if also there are some comments on Facebook and other networks and I'm not attending to it, apologies. I will attend to it in good time. I've been checking some astrology stuff and I have my moon in Aquarius, and that means that I'm very much exhausted sometimes when it comes to the interaction. But anyway, I'll do my best. So I'll start with the third movement of the seventh sonata, Oshri. Okay, let's just work on this a little bit now. And maybe I will change just for fun to the other way, the other piano. So okay, let's work on this in slow motion and I'll actually return the piano to. Let's try this one. Such a vast difference. Actually, this one is the most powerful, in my opinion. I don't know how you see this. Smartphone, hi, good morning. How are you? Actually, yes, it's morning at your end, and it's already the sun setting point and at my end. Imagine that, it's 4 o'clock, and already we are saying goodbye to the sun at this point. Yeah, I didn't actually practice yesterday at all. I'm streaming now almost daily since the beginning of the new year, which is excellent to keep that track. Although I'm not streaming all the time from Hubs, so sometimes I stream from Reddit and different, just to vary it a little bit. What I had something in my mind. Oh yes. actually this shade of piano is good for this. Because it's very powerful in the lower register. And the same applies to the third movement, which is kind of similar. It's also like percussionistic. How's the weather in Montenegro? On the 2nd of January, I'm proud to say that I did a swim. It was 12 degrees inside the water. It was about 17. Outside was very warm that day, but now these days it's about maybe 13, 14, 15 maximum temperature, and the minimum maybe about 5 to 8, something like that. So it's not too cold, but it was raining so much. It's just incredible how rainy it was the whole time since that day, since the 2nd of January when I was swimming. It was the only sunny day. And that's what they also say before the rain, the water tends to be a little bit warmer. I don't understand why. Is that must be some kind of pressure, something going on. I think I messed that. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Is this what's okay? So it's actually similar. It's in here where I'm messing up big time. Yeah, let's work on. Thank you so much for this beautiful music. Thank you. Yes, we've been working on this quite a lot. Thank you so much for the bomb heart, for the bomb super heart, right? It's indeed a bit like the explosions in here. To me, it's kind of like association to something very alien, very different from our dimensions. This whole region, I wanted to say. Especially in here, this part. I have to find the similarities and differences in here as well. And that's also one of the tricks with the pieces like this, which are very dissonant. So one tends to get very messed up. Similar like. Wow, actually, this shades of piano is excellent for this type of piece. Noah wants, thanks for joining on Twitch. Thank you for saying awesome about this, especially because it's very abstract classical music and sharing it with the wide audience is kind of a risky business. this actually how I'm playing, or did I mess it up? Check the reality and the imagination. The main instrument, yes, definitely. Piano is my main instrument. There was something. Thank you for also following me. No one's appreciated in there. Oh, so many notifications. I hope that the sound is also good here in Hubs. Where was I? So here. This really needs kind of like. I was playing this bit wrong notes for a while, and then it has come. It has been absorbed by the subconscious. So I have to fix now. Unlearn. Okay, let's do this in a slow motion. Actually, I composed a little bit there. Music is sorry for make early. Thank you so much. Yeah, for more followings. Yeah, it's interesting with Twitch. It has a very high standards when it comes to the microphone. So for a long time, I was a little bit struggling with the Oh, battery saver is on. I'll have to be fixing my battery situation with the laptop in a moment. But I think it will take time because all of these networks, they're all about whatever whatever grabs the attention. And for me, it's far more about the quality and just sharing what I think is useful to the world. And it's kind of a personal mission to open source everything. But really appreciate your care. Okay, let's get this. How will I now put this onto the, I have to somehow attach. Yeah, let's try this one. Oh, wow. Just went blue. The electricity just went blue a little bit over there. Actually, can't keep this here. um, it's in here, so I'll have to figure this out somehow. Okay, next time I really have to sort the battery before I start streaming. Okay, that's it. Perfect. We managed without having to interrupt this. Ah, Kathleen, great to see you. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Great to see. Yeah, so it's with the Notorious for Coffee. This part, which is very much like a. Hold a second. Alona, indeed, absolutely. Yeah, it has been the whole sorts of change of networks, of live streaming networks, I think. And so we all kind of find our ways around. Celebration, indeed. Thank you so much for the super hard of celebration. It is indeed, and also in good spirit to start the new year, this 2022 with so many tools. Mhm. And that one is actually. But when I was charging the when I was putting it into the into the extension cord, just there was a blue light came out from electricity. Yeah, Periscope friend, indeed, it really connected so many of us, which was amazing. Hi, exactly, Irina's world. Gregory, welcome, welcome to my world now. On this is Sunday. Oh, indeed, it's a Sunday. Sometimes I lose sense of time. I hope that everybody started it in full spirit. The art music in some way doesn't get as much as in some way, and it's said because it's yes, absolutely. I love these comments, Noe Wongs. I'm actually talking now also to the online friends on the Twitch, and Noe once said, I feel that the art of music in some way doesn't get as much attention in some way, and it's said because it's very beautiful. Exactly, and so that's one of the reasons that I'm just open sourcing my live streaming, practicing practicing and then live streaming that the whole sessions and some of the works, the back to work. I know the Monday, the most hated of all the days, right? And yeah, I'm kind of privileged in that way as an artist, so I'm just doing in my own time, but at the same time I have all sorts of disadvantages of not kind of like a secure job, but then it's a little bit more anti-fragile because I have to fend for myself a little bit, and then it's fighting with the whole world. And it's very diverse. In my case, I love to do all sorts of different expressions for art. First day of the year for me, I can imagine, yes. And in here, in fact, because there is an Orthodox Christmas, and before it is a better life. That's very funny because I have far better life than in the States. I actually studied in the States, and I prefer living in here. Well, in this new world, that's a good, Kathleen. That's a very good question. I mean, the new world that we are all covered with pandemic. In fact, I'm quite privileged because of the nature I'm surrounded with, and I'm a little bit distanced from the whole craziness. I don't really have to submit to. While a lot of the stuff that I was doing, all of these art residencies in different parts of the world, and then that is postponed celebrate. This is same as the Catholic Christmas, except it's not on the 24th, 25th, but it's on the 7th of January because it's following a different calendar. So that's the only difference. But yeah, for me, Corona was a little bit more about, I mean, the whole lockdown and the whole experience was more about internal, about creating art within, and then really enjoying the nature. It was amazing, all of the swimming last summer and spending time and some hiking and exploring the world. So yeah, it's very funny that somebody said they're lazy need to better life in the States. Actually, a lot of people from the States are coming to live in here. The Three Kings. Yes. So that's also it's an interesting overlap between the different kinds. Nature is absolutely the greatest healer, and also it's kind of reflective. That life in Europe, I was exactly, yes. That's a very good point, Smartboard. Yeah, it's like, and also it's, I mean, for me, nature is very, very important. Maybe for some people, if they like the buzz of big cities. I've been to all of those cities, and maybe it's also because I've had all of that experience. So yeah, living in Paris and in London and all of those places, it's very nice, but it's not really what I want long term. From time to time, just to explore, and then usually on a project. I don't like to do a tourist just as a tourist exploring. I always like to do things as a project, as some kind of a mission when traveling. Try for exactly. Yes, I mean it's really a quest. And then sometimes because we all change, like all of the body changes in 7 years, we have completely different cells. Entire body is comprised of cells that didn't exist 7 years ago. How amazing is that? And we are still the same kind of the same people. But at the same time we also change. So sometimes we also change the ideals. It's quite interesting how this whole thing works. And then with the internet we can influence somebody to change at the other end of the world. And at the same time we have this sense of togetherness, which I think is absolutely precious. So by tapping screen. Thank you, Kathleen. Wow. So what's the laughable thing? Yeah, I know it's all changes, but I've noticed that now Viber and all of those different communication networks are now in they have implemented now a little heart next to the images. Did you think? Yeah, I know that motion, but now you can actually do that in a different. Um, okay. Sorry, Daniel. Only seeing half of your comments, and it's coming through notifications. Why? What's happening with the? Yeah, now it's coming up. Yeah, thank you so much. Happy Christmas to you, Daniel. Although it was way before, obviously, but I don't think. Yeah, I just now it went through, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining me. Periscope copying, but not here. Right. So they haven't done that. You see, I really haven't been streaming that much actually. So, yeah, it's amazing. So Uh, and about the comments, Daniel, I don't know. It just now came through. Um, what's Malcolm, Jenna? So, is there any progress, Daniel, with this? And I have to thank to you to the 80% of the interpretation of this piece is a result of Daniel actually giving me suggestions how to play it and opening up the world, so which is really amazing to go. But absolutely, thank you so much, Kathleen. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. The remaining of the Sunday, I think for you also, you have pretty much more to go than me. Inner singing voice, absolutely. Hold on a second. This is okay. Greetings from New Orleans. Greetings, hello. So great paintings in the background. Thank you so much. I've done the paintings as well. Inner singing voice. Wow, that's fantastic. Because in here, you see, I wrote down alien energy and also I have here the accentuation. This should be is it any better? And by the way, also I think I'm always focused on the more of the dynamic span and more of the piano. Sang before, interesting question. Yes, as a child, and then I went into it. It became singing through the hands, through the mind. It's quite interesting. And for me, orchestra is so amazing. Always with the piano, I think the piano is singing more when I'm thinking about the orchestra. So, but I like to just mumble when I'm playing. I have to fix this in terms of the Dutch rhythm should all be played the same way. Aha, Dutch rhythm. Okay, because of more preciseness, right? In here. I mean this one. Who knows what I'm doing in here because it's crazy. Thank you so much, Gabi. Let me see now. Where was I? So hold on a second. Got it written. You must be thinking about this, right? Or maybe. Am I messing this up in terms of dynamic or sorry, in terms of the dynamic or in terms of the rhythm? Must be in terms of the rhythm because I remember this was problematic before as well. bit like what's that? It's kind of piece. The touch, yeah. So this is the seventh sonata, the third movement. Hi, Travis. Welcome. Thank you. Make sure all of his notes are steady as a rock. Aha. Okay. Right. Exactly. So that's actually what I thought when you told me to be more so. And of course, I totally broke up at the ending in there. I've been doing well. How are you? The left hand melody at the end. Oh yeah, it's completely crazy. Like the end, I played too fast. I think for my absorption level. Quite stellar actually this ending, but yeah, thank you so much. So and another thing, Daniel, if you're still with us, I've started. I'm crazy about Prokofiev. I don't know what it is. It's as if some kind of a spells have been put on top of me. I actually started the toccata just 10 weeks ago, and I wasn't touching the piano for a long time as well because of um, this is a different addition to the one I was just reading the music. I'm only a little bit through with it, maybe about 5 or 6 pages. Um, let's see, just oh, so you see. Okay, memory lapse over there. So what work through it slowly, give you aha, maxi time at first, absolutely. Yeah, because you see very little bit, Travis, thank you so much for the bomb heart. Um, it's very, I've noticed that actually not, I haven't even played one piece that you can get messed up so quickly. So I was practicing this in a slow motion but it's so beautiful how melodies are coming through, but I'm always afraid that it looks like an etude and it's completely unimaginative the way I'm playing. But it's really like once you play this, it's as if you have a machine in the hands, isn't it? It's just it's incredible piece. It reminds a little bit of the third movement. Of course, the third movement is much more serious in the. I think in what it's saying, this one is a little bit more on the surface. You see in here, where I'm messing up, and this is a new mistake. Have to play the piece exactly, very in a slow motion, and it has to get into my hands and the mind in almost a subconscious way. I learn to practice this. So this piece I started a few weeks ago, sometimes in December, I think. And then I was doing some renovation throughout the house, so I didn't touch the piano for a long time. And then I'm revisiting, so it's only, and the way I'm doing is I'm learning just a little by a little, and so it's about, I think, 5 pages. With the then when it starts in here, it's completely crazy. Oh, sorry. You see, I memorized. I've got the. Oh, okay. Okay, so later, see, exactly, all immense experiment Prokofiev is indeed, isn't it? Because it's early 1912, I think, and it's quite wild, and you are thinking about this kind of later stages where like composers were thinking about this serial. But you know what's really fantastic for me is this mechanical, this repetition. It's reminding us of how everything is sticking. There's so much, and it even starts like that. It's like sticking something, and it's something is approaching from the distance. It's almost like the past is chasing us, or the future is meeting us. Okay, so it's also it's interesting how only a little bit can totally mess it up, and I know I have some wrong note there. No space for insecurities actually. um, it's a not so difficult part, but this one is difficult. Ah, interesting. The Vladimir Prokofiev. Oh, right. Yeah, Carl Philips Bach, right? So harmonic quality is helpful. Exactly. So there is a classical element. Wow, I haven't thought of that actually, because yeah, he does a lot of neoclassicism as well. That's it's a grateful insight. Great, it's a grateful, grateful. Why do we not have a grateful things? No, not a grateful, but is great and it's full of greatness. Great insight. So because to me also it shows this kind of incredible confidence, like it's one of those pieces, there is not left or right, it's just that particular way, it's very particular. And I read somewhere that also Prokofiev was very particular when he thought about the professionalism. So for him it has to be very particular, everything, the way of playing and everything. I don't know if it's true. You have much better insight. With the with the direct line from Prokofiev, the professor of your professor. So hold on a second. Oh, now I heard it. Actually, this middle voice, which is always problematic. Do you hear it? It's so satisfying, even this part. Okay, let's actually change the music in here because I don't know it by memory. The further we go, the less memorized it is. And this is a different edition, so it looks a little bit in a different places to what I've been used to. And then the second part. So here, I love this part actually. Okay, this has to be worked on. Little voice in this piece. Yes, very much. Have to go. Absolutely great, excellent. Thank you so much, Daniel. Have a great time. Enjoy the teaching. This is amazing experience. So let me just start with me. Wow, beautiful. Very vicious as well at this point. Just let's work on it. for joining. I still not observed. No, no, I haven't wrote this. So this is a toccata by Prokofiev, Sergei Prokofiev. As you move across the page, what's going on in my head as I move across the page? Love this. Actually, what's going on in your head? Thinking about, I love this. So right now, as I'm playing this, I'll tell you now in a moment. So what's happening is that I'm actually imagining every single time it's different things have going on in my head. The first time, obviously, is what is the next note, but beside the mundane, it's also about what kind of a forest of thoughts, what's going on. It's like some kind of a forest, some kind of a magic is happening in here, something behind, beyond the life and death. That's what I'm thinking in here. And then it gets into this dramatic part. It's very difficult to actually describe by talking or writing about it, but why not? Like in the beginning is more like something is approaching. Something very mechanical. Okay, and so on and so forth. But I would love to know what are you thinking while I'm playing this. Favorite classical musician? Mozart? Aha. Okay, well, Mozart definitely not, but Beethoven. I love the last sonatas. My absolute favorite composer. It's very difficult to say because there are so many. Like right now, I'm obsessed with Prokofiev for the last 2 years, so you can say that. But maybe you could say that Bach is my favorite. This is so divine. Okay, and so on and so forth. Hectic scene that piece might go with. Absolutely, I love this. So it's about how to capture composition's meaning, purpose. This is an excellent question. Like we will never know exactly what was the meaning or purpose of the composer unless the composer actually wrote about it, which usually they don't because, like with the sculpture or even visual arts, like. it's communicating something that's very difficult or unable to capture with words. More, sorry, how do we give more airtime? What does it mean, more airtime? More airtime. Are you referring to something on Reddit? Because I don't know. Actually, I am streaming this from Hubs. It's an app on my mobile phone, which is then multi-streaming, obviously, on Reddit and Facebook and Instagram. My username there is Ideas Rex everywhere. Like, if you want to connect, I don't know what's the airtime. Um, or maybe you mean art time. Is it? Is it art time or air time? I don't know. So. Accent. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I think now I'm going to be finishing this. Is this? Yeah, that's. Okay, that's it. How now? Nice. Ah, thank you. It's messing with your eyes like Escher sketch, and then of course this is messing with my head, exactly like Escher. You know, I love the Escher sketch. It's so hypnotizing, and this is also the toccata is very hypnotizing as well. Okay, messing up big time. Thanks so much for the serves, for the for the serve for the heart. I almost wanted to say it in the other language. Perfect analogy. So yeah, it's this piece is is very much hypnotizing, but also very intricate and really teaches the confidence. I think if live streaming is teaching confidence, this is also teaching confidence. So it's the double confidence kind of stuff going on. So anyway, I've been now on air for more than 1 hour, and that's way too much practice time for me because there's so many other things to do. But thank you so much for joining. And great seeing you, Jay. I think we haven't seen each other since the 2022. Only in the previous years, and also opportunity to welcome everybody in this 2020, no, sorry, 20, is it 2022? Yes, 2022. I got messed up with so many of the tools because in English you say difference is pleasure. Thank you so much, Travis, and also thanks for staying for such a long time and supporting, because this is, I know, I appreciate that this is quite difficult to listen to even for the musicians, let alone for the, people just keeping company. It's always a pleasure to share this. So I'll see everybody another time, and also a big shout out to Jay Opera, who is sharing also his world, a bit of cooking, and also is a musician. So people should definitely follow. Thank you so much, Smartbone. Always super super supportive and so cordial. Really appreciate everybody. See you. Have a great time.